over. All right, so I did not tag this before I went live, but my thought process is that Thursdays are going to be about the threats, the things that can throw us off of our path to financial freedom. And so, one of those things that I'm going to talk about today are those, oh my God, where did that bill come from situations. Sometimes when I sit down with people, they term them as emergencies, but then when you look at them, they're not really emergencies. What's an example of this? Well, let me use something from my personal history. One thing that I used to always forget about when I first really started getting serious about managing my money back when I was in college was my car registration. You know, that annual or biennial car registration payment that you have to make to the state. It would always be like, oh my gosh, I forgot. Now I have to find the money for this. Not saying that I didn't have it, but maybe that money was allocated to something else. It wasn't until about the second time of that happening that I realized, you know what, this is not an emergency. This is just something that I'm not properly planning for. Same thing goes for replacing my car tires or getting work done on my car. Or I'm trying to think of something else that happens only every so often. Let's say for those of you all who, let's say, celebrate Christmas, gifts, you know those things are coming up. Plan ahead for it. So when we talk about budget, taking it back to our Monday tip, remember I said that your budget is a living, breathing thing. Feel free to adjust it as necessary, but also feel free, and in fact, not even feel free, I encourage you to look ahead and see what big expenditures you may have coming up and actually plan for those months and even years in advance. What I do now for like my auto registration and my car insurance is only paid twice a year is that, yes, I only pay it only maybe once or twice a year, but I'm going to still budget it monthly so that I don't forget about it. And so that then when it's due, I have the money already sitting in my savings account, ready to go and pay it automatically in full. So that's my tip for you all today. Think about those threats to your financial freedom that you may not always keep in mind. Those once or twice a year bills or once or twice a year expenditures that you don't necessarily think about when you're sitting down doing your budget. Make sure you think about those. And if you need someone to help jog your memory of that, hey, go ahead, jump in my DMs and schedule your free consultation. Have a great evening.